Hi everyone. I am going to give you a little bit of information about how we're going to use Google Slides this year. So even if you have some experience using Google Slides, I want you to pay attention to this video because there are a couple important things for you to know. And there's one nifty little trick that you may not be aware of that will be very helpful to you in designing documents. You may be used to using Google Docs for a lot of assignments, but by the end of this video, you'll be able to manipulate Google Slides to make your own Google document. And I highly recommend doing that because on Google Slides, you can do a lot more things. You can move pictures around and resize them a lot easier than you can with Google Docs. Okay, for starters, you want to open a Google Doc, such as I am about to do on the upper left-hand corner. And again, if you've already done this and you know how to do it, that's okay. Stick around though, because there are going to be some other important things for you to know. Okay, so Google Slides. Here we are. I've opened up a new slide presentation, and I can change the background to anything that I want here. I like presentations with a lot of photos to have a dark background, but you might like to have a light background, and if you're doing writing, you might want to have a lighter background as well. So I'm going to stick to the basic default background that they use here, and they always start with a title page. When you add additional slides, you'll see a bigger text section and then a headline up at the top. You don't have to use those are just text boxes. You can if you hit the space bar, if you click on each one and hit the space bar, those words disappear, and then you hit outside the text box and it hides the text box for you. But you can still get rid of them if you want to. I think if I can just do that, it's gone now. So now I only have the one up top that we started with. By going up into the edit section and clicking delete, you can get rid of the text boxes as you would any text box on any kind of document. You can add text boxes onto Google Docs. They are just a little bit more annoying to work with. They don't let you do all the things that you might like to do with those text boxes. So I highly recommend using Google Slides whenever you can. We are going to be giving you a lot of assignments on Google Slides in all of our classes. So you're really going to want to get used to these, and you will no matter what. But the sooner you know how to use them, the easier it'll be for you. One thing for you to be aware of is that sometimes we will give you an assignment on Google Slides and it's actually shared. So we might share with your entire class a slide presentation and have you add your own unique slides to that presentation. When you do that, you don't want to change the theme. Because that will change everybody's slides. There are ways to do your own, and you can certainly do that, and we can get into that another time. But you don't want to change the whole theme to the whole slide presentation because that will change other people's slides that they've put their time and effort into. So that's kind of a Google Slides etiquette piece of information that you need to know. Now that you know how to open the document, you can also insert images. So I'm going to do that just for the heck of it on this slide here. I like to upload them from my computer, but you can get them from Drive, or you can actually take a picture in real time and upload it. But I'm going to click upload from computer, and I'm going to scroll right here. There's a flower image. I'm going to open that flower image, and there it is on my screen. The nice thing about slides is I can move this anywhere I want on the entire screen. It's not going to try to put it somewhere where I don't want it. I can also resize it to any size I want. I can put it over here. I'm going to put that aside for now, knowing that we have this text box up here still. If I were to type on that, the words would go underneath the picture because I added this photo after that text box was there. So this photo now is on top of that text box, even though it shows it still there. Okay. Now here's the trick that I want you to pay close attention to. And remember, this is a video, so you can go back and rewind and rewatch the important parts and skip all the boring parts. Okay, if you go to File and scroll down, you'll find Page Setup right here. That's the one we want. If If you click page setup, it shows you the dimensions of the current landscape rectangle that is the default screen shape for Google Slides. We want to change that. We want to change it to look like a Google document. It gives you a couple other options, a 4:3 option, a 16:10 option, and then it says custom. We want to click custom. And if you know the actual size of a standard piece of paper that we use, this is already in inches, so we don't have to change that. It's 8.5 inches. So we're going to go to 8.5. We're going to delete that 10 and type in 8.5. And we're going to delete this 5.63 and make it 11. So now it's 8.5 inches by 11 inches. And that's going to give us a portrait image. And our screen will change. There it is, just like a Word document. The old text box is still there. My image is still there. I can still resize it. I can do anything I want. I'm going to make that big. I can put that down in the lower right-hand corner if I want. And my initial headline is still up there. So if I want to keep that text box, I can. I'll type in something up here. All about crocuses. Crocuses are the first flowers that bloom after the snow melts in March, so it's really exciting when we see them. And let's say I want to type a bunch of things about this. Now here's where I'm going to put another text box. I'm going to click on that again. I'm going to put that text box right there because I want to have a nice long column, and it inserts a line down below, so I want to make it exactly the same, to end it in exactly the same place as that image. And I can start typing blah, 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 blah about crocuses here. And then say I want to have a couple other columns over here. Let's have two small columns right here. Bing and bing. And look, I made that one a little short, so I'm going to make it a little bigger. And now I've got these two columns here and this big column here, and I can make a nice page, manipulate it however I want. If I finish that and I decide, oh, you know what, that column's a little bit too wide, I think I want to narrow it, I can do that. And I can make this one a little wider this way if I want to. Maybe I want to stretch that out just to the photograph, and I want to do the same thing over here. It'll insert that line for me, and I can manipulate this page and make it any way I want. Maybe I don't like that space there. I'm going to drag that up there. Bam. All right. Bring that one up too. All the same height. It allows us to do those things for us. Okay? So I strongly encourage you to use Google Slides when you have a written assignment that includes the option to have images or to do your own layout. If you want to make a pamphlet, if you want to make a magazine type page, something along those lines, use Slides and use the trick that I showed you. Go back and rewind it, watch it again. It's really important. That I think is all we need to know now for Google Slides. If you have any questions, let me know, and thanks for watching.